This week's best MMA bets. It is UFC Vegas 43. We're going to do the full card betting breakdown. Looking forward to talking about this one. Some interesting spots, definitely some risky ones, some potential cashers. We'll get into it. Smash that like button. Let's get at least 100 likes on this week's best MMA bets. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn those post notifications on, and let's start it off with the locks of the night for UFC Vegas 43. Now, the first lock of the night, it's going to be women's MMA. It's Luana Pinheiro over Sam Hughes. Odds are not great looking, minus 398, plus 342, so not really much you can do there betting-wise. I think Pinheiro picks her apart striking. Could definitely work towards a stoppage. She's a proven finisher. Betting side, if you had to go a prop here, if you went Pinheiro KO TKO, it'd be plus 460. I have a feeling, though, she wins by decision. Sam Hughes, I expect her to be able to sit in there, and unless there's some potential doctor stoppage or cut, I don't necessarily see her getting finished. Plus 160 for Pinheiro, win by a decision. Excellent striking game against Sam Hughes, who's okay on the feet, bit basic, bit hittable. I think Pinheiro gets it done. I'll lean decision plus 160, but definitely more value on that plus 460 knockout prop bet for the first of our locks of the night. The next lock of the night, it's another female, Talia Santos over JoJo Calderwood. Odds minus 300, plus 299. I think Talia Santos has a high chance of winning this bout. I'm confident in her getting it done. I feel like she will win by a decision. Santos by a decision, minus 130. So the value really isn't fantastic here, but it's still closer money than just playing her straight minus 300. Potential parlay addition. Obviously, you'll be very nervous, sweating, probably bad if you're betting two women's MMA fights in a parlay with two of these locks. Because women's MMA tends to be the absolute craziest, but all fighting is nuts. I still think Talia Santos, skill for skill, stylistically, gets it done by a decision over JoJo Calderwood. I'm picking Santos in this matchup. I expect her to get on top here. Striking, I think she's competitive and better than JoJo Calderwood on the ground. I think there's definitely a bit of a level difference. Is there a potential for maybe Santos shocking us all, winning by submission? I don't think it's super likely, but the prop is at plus 600 if she were able to do that. I don't think it's super likely, but just something to note there. Now, the final lock of the night. It's one that I have been back and forth on all week. And the more footage I watched, the more I led to this conclusion in the stylistic matchup. I think there's a shot for Rafa Garcia to knock out Natan. I feel like if Rafa didn't have the proven takedown defense that he had, I feel like Levy's hell to deal with his grappling. His jiu-jitsu's fantastic. He moves on the ground excellent. But defensively, Garcia's sound. Boxing is crispy. Levy a bit amateuristic on the feet. Close money. I got to go Rafa Garcia. I'm thinking now he is just a slight lock, the last end of the lock here. Obviously, there's some money to be made if you're propping things up. Garcia by KO TKO, plus 525. He's a powerful puncher. He has a big overhand. I think that could definitely touch the chin of Levy. I'm going Garcia for the upset in this matchup, or excuse me, for the pick in this matchup. And close money, really. He is the slight favorite over the hot prospect, Natan Levy. I can't tell you guys that there's too many locks on this card. I think there's tons of competitive matchups, which fights could go either or way. Now, we're going to jump to the dogs. There's a high confidence dog we're going to start it off with first, though. It's Terrence McKinney. He is more of a lock than just a dog alone. I really feel like he gets it done. Plus 100 to minus 112. I like that plus 100 tag on him. Looking at McKinney, I think KO TKO plus 325 could be a play. I could see the power being the difference maker and Ziam shelling up and McKinney then winning a decision, which is all the way up at plus 720. Maybe sprinkle play both. I definitely think McKinney as a dog is great. I feel like he gets it done at that plus money, but more to be made if you're propping things up just a bit here. Terrence McKinney for the win. The first dog, pseudo lock, truly, for Terrence McKinney. Now, the next dog of the night, I like Loma Lukeboom at plus 150 over Lupita Godinez. Godinez is a hellish grappling style, but I feel like Lukeboom's clinch game, her athleticism, she'll be able to fend that off. The Muay Thai background, I think striking, she'll outdo Lupita. In clinch situations, she's going to need to fend off the attacks. I believe she will work towards fending them off. I think Loma Lukeboom wins a hard-fought decision here. Lukeboom by a decision, plus 245. Okay play there if you're looking to prop things up with this dog match pick here. Now, the next one is going to be a highly contested pick. It's Adrian Yanez, Davy Grant. Been watching a ton of film on both. There's going to be opportunities for Yanez as Grant enters the pocket to land counters, but Davy Grant's shown a good chin. He's shown durability. He has nice forward pressure. Could he edge out Adrian Yanez, a proven guy that's gone the distance? I'll slightly lean Grant win, but it's really a low confidence dog, but I feel like the dog can come through. Plus 263, minus 278. We've seen adversity for Yanez. Yes, he's fought back from it, but Davy Grant is a more seasoned fighter than Randy Costa. Davy Grant can keep a rhythm going throughout, and I don't see the tables turning that significantly like they did in that fight. Grant, win by a decision, plus 475. I feel like he could win a decision here. If he stopped Yanez, that would be insane for that. Grant, KO TKO, plus 855. Yanez for the knockout, there's no money to be made there. It's plus 110. But of course, there's a real shot that Yanez sleeps Davy Grant and continues the hype train. Now, the final dog of the night that I do like a lot here is going to be Michael Chiesa over Sean Brady. Brady hasn't fought that level of competition just yet. I think Chiesa can be the man to beat him. He's going to be clinching a lot. In striking exchanges, Brady, the faster guy, maybe a bit more explosive too, but shorter reach. I don't necessarily think of Brady as a heavy-handed fighter. Michael Chiesa, not a chinny fighter either. I think Chiesa can grind towards a competitive decision over Sean here. Looking at the odds, Chiesa win by decision plus 320, and Chiesa has to accept that he might not be able to get Sean Brady to the floor, but he can still win in dominant position in the clinch, and I think that's how it could potentially go here. I like Chiesa win by decision plus 320. He's an underdog that I'm picking. I'm going Team Maverick for the W. Now, there are some value bets you could potentially make here that go outside of just a pick. I think Kyeho Hang is, in the fight against Yaya, especially the more film you watch on these two, I think Yaya could run into trouble with the taller Kyeho Hang. But the bet I like here, rather than just betting it straight, fight goes the distance, minus 120. I like that a lot. The next fight goes the distance bet that I'm feeling here is this Chiesa Brady fight. Looking at fight goes the distance, not bad value. Fight goes distance, Chiesa Brady, plus money, plus 115. I feel like it is going 3. Plus 115 for that, definitely a bet that I'm looking to do. Value bet-wise, there's some decent over-under type plays you can make. Now, for some Hail Marys, if you wanted to go Sean Soriano, I think he's got a decent shot to win, but Chalion, tricky as hell with the chain wrestling. Soriano, minus 265, plus 240. Soriano wins by KO TKO, plus 225. Less of a Hail Mary value-wise, and I do think it could potentially come through. Now, the scariest thing about this card is when we talk parlays, because there are really tricky matchups throughout. I am going to do, for the parlay, Luana Pinheiro, but the value is disgusting. Talia Santos, if we can find her here. Who else do we have? Talia Santos, minus 181. Do I want to add in the final lock? Do I want to add in Hafa? Plus 180 if he came through, but he's fighting a 6-0 fighter. I like Terrence McKinney, plus 203. Talia Santos, Luana Pinheiro, Terrence McKinney, plus 203. That is the parlay I like most here for 3-fighter. If you're trying to go a bit crazier with it, maybe you want to add something to it. Maybe you put in Sabatini or Rafa Garcia. I think Sabatini is also a decent value bet, money line wise. I really feel like he could win against Tucker Lutz here. Plus 866 if you went nuts on this streak. Could it happen? Absolutely. Could it bite you in the ass? For certain. That would be the more Hail Mary parlay. Overall, fun card to watch. I think we're getting great fights. Tricky card to bet because I think there's competitive matchups. But I feel like if you play it intelligently enough, there is plus money you could come out on. I'm definitely placing a few solid bets here. Looking forward to this card, guys. Smash that like button. UFC Vegas 43 should be a great one. Much love to everybody tuning into the show, guys. Subscribe if you're new. Turn those post notifications on too. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace, guys.